Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? Hope you all are fine at home. That is week 3 and lecture number 2. We have already started the chapter number 4, that is about the cells and their tissues, the cellular structures and the functions. Today we will discuss the relationship between the cell function and the cell structures. At the end of the lesson, you can summarize the role of the different cells and to find out the relationship between the cell function and the cell structure. Now we will see the relationship between the cell function and the structure. The bodies of the animals and the plants are made up of different cell types. Each type performs a specific function and all the coordinated functions become the life processes of organisms. Cells of one type may differ from those other types in the different respects, like in the body is made up of so many cells, like there are red blood cells, white blood cells, nerve cells, muscle cells, stem cells, sex cells, so many others. Each cell is having its specific function which it has to be performed. Like there is a example of the red blood cells. Red blood cells contains the hemoglobin, so they have to transport the oxygen from the lungs to the all parts of the body. They are not having nucleus because they carry for more hemoglobin, which leads to the increased transport of oxygen. They are having the circular biconcave shape so that the increased surface area can increase transport of oxygen. Red blood cells are round to accommodate the globular hemoglobin, and you can say that the nerve cells are long because they have to transmit the nerve impulses. And you know about the xylem and phloem cells, they are tube-like structures and they are having the thick walls for the conduction of water and support. You know about the xylem and phloem. Next, you can see different types of organelles. Here, different types of cells like stem cells, immune cells, sex cells, muscle cells, fat cells, bone cells, and nerve cells. They are having their specific functions so that they are having the specific structures. Surface area to the volume ratio, it means if the root hair cells have a large surface area, so they can maximum absorb the water and salts from the soil. So the different cells which are involved in the photosynthesis of the plants, they are having the chloroplast, and so their shape is according to that. Like you can say the stomata is surrounded by there are the guard cells which are surrounded the stomata, so they are having their specific shape for their specific function. Individual cells contribute in the functioning of the whole body. It can be explained by the following examples of the cells of human body. Like nerve cells have to conduct the nerve impulse, so they are long in structure. Muscle cells undergo the contraction and share their role in the movements of the body. As I already told you that the red blood cells carry the oxygen and the white blood cells has to kill the foreign agent, so they contribute in the role of the blood in transportation and defense. So their shapes are according to that. Some skin cells act as a physical barrier against the foreign materials, and some are receptors for the temperature, touch, and pain. So their shape is like according to that which function they have to perform. Cells as an open system. Every cell in the body, it takes a substance needed for its metabolic activities, and then it performs specific function, and after that it is having the metabolic waste, or you can say the byproducts which are formed during the metabolism. Then it is again metabolized or catabolized in the body and excreted from the body. So every cell has an open system which can perform its specific function. Now move to the cell size and the surface area to the volume ratio. Like you can see, many small cubes have the more surface area than the one large cube. So if the surface area is more, so it can perform the function which is assigned to that specific cells. It means a large surface area of one large cube is less than the total surface area of the 27 small cubes of the same volume. Okay, here is the assignment. You have to write a note on the relationship between the cell function and the cell structure, and you have to submit your work before the next lecture. Okay students, thank you very much.